Hello good people, the Power Circuit is right here again to keep you updated about the power sector, a commitment the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN has sustained. Amara Agugesi is right here to lead you through this special edition as we conclude a review of the first half of the year 2023. Just get comfortable and let the program take you on a ride. Teamwork, they say, is a lubricant for attaining excellence, and teamwork may be across organizations. The Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN demonstrates this in perfect sense as it routinely holds sessions for the electricity market participants in the Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI, and collaborates with state governments to improve on its indices.
In the first half of the year, the Lagos State Government expressed commitment to sustain its collaboration with the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) to hasten the delivery of more bulk power supply projects in the state. At the TCN headquarters in Abuja, officials of the state government said Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos raised a technical committee to expedite processes for all infrastructure projects in the state, including power transmission projects. The Managing Director of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, who was represented by the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Victor Adeomi, called for support from the state government for the various power transmission projects in the state.
We've been discussing about this project. This meeting today is for all of us to agree on the way forward.
TCN has continually appealed to Nigerians to avoid erecting structures near power transmission lines and support actions to safeguard power assets. It held one of such collaborative engagements in Kaduna State, headed by the General Manager, Health, Safety and Environment, Mr. Kange Keifas, who is also the Chairman, National Committee on Eradication of Encroachment on TCN's right-of-way. Officials of the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) also carried out a notice of enforcement actions around the new artisan area in Enugu State Capital, where residents erected several structures that encroached into the right-of-way of 330 kV power transmission lines. The officials also sensitized some persons around the structures that encroached into the transmission line's right-of-way at premier layout axis on the dangers of doing that. Still in the first half of the year, TCN demonstrated its zeal to always communicate with its partners. The officials of the Abuja region of TCN and the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, one of the 11 distribution companies, had a meeting to strengthen interface and interaction. Converging at the headquarters of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission in Abuja not long ago, power sector operators were exposed by TCN officials to the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition (SCADA), Electricity Management System (EMS), and telecommunication aspect for the entire automation and real-time monitoring of the national electricity grid. TCN in the first 6 months of the year inaugurated its Servicom unit to ensure effective public service delivery. Servicom, which stands for Service Compact with All Nigerians, is a machinery for ensuring effective public service delivery in Nigeria by all ministries, departments, and agencies of government. Still in furtherance of the cooperation, the management of TCN received the Managing Director of the Niger Republic Corporation, Nigelec, Mr. Khalid Al-Hassan, and some members of his management team. Both sides discussed strategies for improving power transmission services from Nigeria to Niger Republic. Nigelec is an international electricity customer in the Nigerian electricity market, and TCN evacuates contracted bulk power for the company through its transmission network.
These special reports on the transmission mandate in 6 months. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Oh my God, what caused this fire? Eh? Hey, God help us. Assuming this thing happened in the night, nobody from this building would have come out alive.
Madam,
Hey,
this is why we have warned landlords not to erect structures under the high voltage lines. If this high voltage line fell on the ground, nothing would have happened. But because this structure has been wrongly erected and the high voltage line fell on it, that is why whatever has happened has happened. We advise landlords to always consult the Transmission Company of Nigeria on their safety compliance on the right of way, so that something like this does not happen again.
Oga, we are talking of burnt house and you are talking of right of way. What is right of way and safety compliance?
Safety compliance simply means before erecting any structure around any electricity tower or line, there are safety distances you must adhere to. These safety distances are 25 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 330 kV, 15 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 132 kV, and 7.5 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 33/11 kV. These stipulated safety distance instructions are what we call right of way. If these simple, basic safety distances are adhered to, trust me, there will be less loss of property and lives resulting from cut transmission lines.
Visit Transmission Company of Nigeria office nearest to you for your safety regulations before erecting structures. Let us save lives and properties and build a stronger Nigeria. This message is from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
Welcome back. Towards advancing its mandate in line with the Transmission Master Plan, the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, continued with its stakeholders' collaborations. We'll be bringing you the highlights of these as they unfolded in the first months of this year.
One of such key collaborations was with officials of the distribution companies on TCN's Performance Improvement Plan, PIP. The PIP is a periodic strategic framework to guide investments in bulk power transmission and operation in Nigeria. The TCN session with the distribution companies was to ensure the discourse key into the implementation of the plan for the overall enhancement of the power sector. The stakeholders' collaboration engagement drive of TCN continued in the first part of the year 2023 as power sector operators comprising those in the generation, transmission and distribution segments of the value chain brainstormed on electricity supply improvement plan. This was during the biannual meeting of the operators in Lagos. Approaching the end of the first half of this year, the 15-man rules working group for the Nigeria electricity market with TCN at the lead held its first meeting of the year. At the 3-day meeting, which was held in Jos, the Plateau State capital, participants reviewed the proposed amendments of the market rules, a document that guides the operation of all generation, transmission and distribution companies in Nigeria power sector. As technology continues to improve, TCN is in touch with the trend, has made advanced steps in the procurement of a supervisory control and data acquisition SCADA and electricity management system projects. To ensure a mastery of this new system, the company constituted a steering committee that will guide the various working groups on SCADA. While engaging with the external public, the management of TCN also ensured it engaged with the internal public. At the annual audit conference of TCN earlier in the year, the managing director and chief executive officer of TCN charged internal auditors of the company to sustain their innovative reforms and positive attitude towards transparency and accountability. The auditors conference and training, which lasted for 2 days, had audit staff from the 10 regions of TCN in active participation. During the technical session, the participants went through the retraining process of preparing monthly financial reports among other audit documents. During the first half of the year, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) inaugurated a learning hub for the human resources staff of the company as it drives towards an excellent capacity building strategy. Creating the learning hub was quite apt, as learning to understand is critical for every staff, and TCN management officials of the company believe.
The core values should complement the core values of the company. That is what I want to see us achieve at the end of this journey.
The public affairs officials of TCN were tasked on innovative communications during a workshop for the team to enhance its image-making capacity. There were technical sessions with participants learning more about emotional intelligence, work-life balance, the operation of the Nigeria electricity supply industry, and promptness to work ethics, among others.
Yes, we have the basic skills, but then to write the way as to project TCN properly and then use the TCN language, a lot of us haven't been able to grapple that. So this is also an opportunity for us to look into those areas, understand contemporary issues that affect TCN and how we should report them.
The management of TCN also embarked on a series of workshops across the 10 transmission regions to improve the regulatory awareness of its officials. It started with the Abuja transmission region. It's being said that the reward for hard work is more work. To this end, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) held a meeting of all the general managers in the Transmission Service Provider (TSP) business unit, where they brainstormed on performance improvement initiatives. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, lauded the management officials on their performances in the previous year and further tasked them on improvements.
We've been talking a lot about SLA. We have a lot of committees
that went round to educate staffs on SLA. Please, we're in a modern world. SLA is very important to our revenue. Sometimes they don't know what it costs TCN when a line or substation is out. We have sent people to go and give lectures and explain all these things in details, which they did, and we have learned a lot. So you as GMs, you have to make sure that it is implemented.
It's a brief time out. Be right here with us.
Ceasefire there.
Guys, I have a business that can change our lives.
Business?
Business that can change our lives.
Guys, if money is involved, I mean, take it. But you don't know the kind of business.
I mean, business is business.
Okay, my guy. Masood. I mean,
real money, and there's a big market for it.
Wait, is it vandalism that you have brought me here to do?
Yes!
Something that can take me to jail! Something that can destroy our economy and spoil what the government wants to achieve?
Real money.
I can't. See this man! I can't! So even you, shut up your mouth! I will never go to jail. Vandalism! God forbid! God forbid!
Look at the people I want to help.
I beg you.
Please, Koga, I beg you. I beg you. This is the handwork of the devil. Please.
Be part of our economic growth. Do not destroy electricity power installations. Do not destroy government effort to provide electricity for all. Report any suspicious person found stealing or loitering around power installations to any security operatives close to you or to the nearest transmission company of Nigeria office.
This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
Good to have you still on the power circuit. There is always room for improvement in every task that is executed. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, thrives on this saying to deliver on its mandate. TCN also looks inward to assess its performance from time to time.
The company's top management officials, as well as the regional transmission managers across the 10 regions of the company, held a technical meeting where they reviewed the latest power transmission system milestones with a view to improving on the feats. The meeting is also a platform for heads of the regions to exchange ideas and implement action plans for a more efficient transmission grid. There was an instance where 9 towers collapsed due to vandals' activities. Tower 56 up to Tower 65 are part of an array of towers along the Papalanto to Abeokuta 132 kV transmission line. The towers located in the Obafemi Owode area of Ogun State were all massively vandalized, leading to their collapse. TCN has continued to appeal to Nigerians to protect power infrastructure nationwide. After the collapse of 9 towers along the 132 kV transmission line route from Papalanto to Abeokuta affected by vandalism, TCN deployed resources and men to quickly restore bulk power to Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital.
Well, I'm here following the vandalism on our 9 towers that shut down the power to Abeokuta. You know, I just wait because it will take a lot of effort and many weeks to get those 9 towers that are on ground back. So we want to see how we can quickly restore supply back to Abeokuta. So in our effort to do that, there is this old tower, you know, that we used to feed the old Abeokuta substation before the construction of the new tower that was brought down. So we want to see how we can use that old tower to restore power back to Abeokuta, pending the time we are going to do and replace those tower on ground. We are appealing to them that they should take ownership. It's their infrastructure. It belongs to them because they are Nigerians. We are appealing to them to help us monitor the activities of these vandals around them. And as a matter of fact, no external vandal will come. When you see a stranger in your locality, you know this is a stranger, you need to monitor him. So meaning that those who are vandalizing these tower members are from the same community. So they should please assist us. On our own part, you know, those who build their house very close to these tower members, we engage some of them and we give them stipends to help us monitor the critical infrastructures.
Did you know that all the areas around a power transmission line has been properly acquired by the federal government and is termed the right of way of the line? That means no activity such as trading, building or soil excavation is allowed within this area. Also watch out against any suspicious movement along power transmission lines and substations. Join the government in tackling this menace by reporting such cases to the nearest security agency, and you would be glad you did. That is the first half of the journey so far this year at the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN and the power sector at large. The company seeks your support towards sustaining the delivery of its power transmission mandate. You can do this by keeping your eyes on safeguarding power infrastructure against all acts of vandalism, sand excavation or any other form of encroachment of power substations and their associated transmission lines. Always keep in touch with the power circuit to get more updates about safety, project delivery and all new milestones. Support the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN to serve you better by delivering safe and reliable bulk power. Keep playing your role of expressing your views and comments on the TCN YouTube channel, TCN_Nigeria. Find TCN on Facebook by searching for Transmission Company of Nigeria. On Twitter, search for @TCN_Nigeria. TCN is also on Instagram, TCN_Nigeria. Send email messages to TCN through affairs.public@tcn.org.ng and you will surely be attended to. TCN has an active, responsive and interactive website, tcn.org.ng, where you can get information on bulk power transmission and other activities of TCN. With your support as a cherished partner, the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN is sure to excel in delivering its mandate of transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner. I am glad that you followed through on this edition. My name is Amara Agogesi. Have a good time.